Jai Baba, everyone.
Just put on sound.
Yes, the sound is on.
Press play.
Yeah.
Time for prayer.
Almighty God, the preserver and protector of all. You are without beginning and without end, non-dual, beyond comparison, and none can measure you. You are without color, without expression, without form, and without attributes. You are unlimited and unfathomable, beyond imagination and conception, eternal and imperishable. You are indivisible, and none can see you but with eyes divine. You always were, you always are, and you always will be. You are everywhere, you are in everything, and you are also beyond everywhere and beyond everything. You are in the firmament and in the depths. You are manifest and unmanifest, on all planes and beyond all planes. You are in the three worlds and also beyond the three worlds. You are imperceptible and independent. You are the Creator, the Lord of Lords, the knower of all minds and hearts. You are omnipotent and omnipresent. You are knowledge infinite, power infinite, and bliss infinite. You are the ocean of knowledge, all-knowing, infinitely knowing, the knower of the past, the present, and the future, and you are knowledge itself. You are all-merciful and eternally benevolent. You are the soul of souls, the one with infinite attributes. You are the Trinity of truth, knowledge, and bliss. You are the source of truth, the ocean of love. You are the Ancient One, the highest of the high. You are Prabhu and Parameshwar. You are the beyond God and the beyond beyond God also. You are Parabrahma, Allah, Ilahi, Yastan, Ahura Mazda, and God the Beloved. You are named Isa, the only one worthy of worship. We repent, O God, most merciful, for all our sins, for every thought that was false or unjust or unclean, for every word spoken that ought not to have been spoken, for every deed done that ought not to have been done. We repent for every deed and word and thought inspired by selfishness, and for every deed and word and thought inspired by hatred. We repent most especially for every lustful thought and every lustful action, for every lie, for all hypocrisy, for every promise given but not fulfilled, and for all slander and backbiting. Most especially also we repent for every action that has brought ruin to others, for every word and deed that has given others pain, and for every wish that pain should befall others. In your unbounded mercy, we ask you to forgive us, O God, for all these sins committed by us, and to forgive us for our constant failures to think and speak and act according to your will. Beloved Lord, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you, and help us all to hold fast to Baba's daman till the very end. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai.
Jai Meher Baba, everyone. Welcome to our EastWest Satsang. So, everyone, please be ready to share with your heart song, poetry, shairi, reading, story, poems, anything. I shall put into the comments the way to digitally raise hands, and in between the ones who still don't have the hang of it, I will keep them calling. So let's begin with Meher. Meher, please read Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. This is Roshni. I'll tell you, last time you were talking about silence, so this is more on silence, the bit I've got. Hmm? True utter silence, it is called. What has happened to you is immense. What has happened to you is immense. What will happen to you will be greater. But remember one thing, it is never enough. Existing is such. Obedience, we cannot exhaust it. These comes a moment when only silence, utter silence, remains your expression. That is your thankfulness, that is your great gratitude, and that is your uh, hail, hallelujah. Hallelujah. To be freed from language is to be freed from all human um, illuminations. Language is the greatest important as the languages disappear. The mind is more of any use for the first time you contact existence directly without the meditation of the mind. And that experience is enlightenment. Whenever I have said that nobody has seen God, I was not saying that there is no God. I was simply saying the moment you come close enough to God to see, you are no more who is going to see God. Jai Baba.
Thank you, Meher. Jai Baba. Now we have Noreen. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, can you hear me? Yes. This is a poem by Brian Darnell, Dust Speck Existence. I have been made aware that your universal work, done in seclusion long ago, included me, not as a dust speck in the cosmos, but as a companion on the New Life Road. Those last human years, painfully at prayer, alone in the bus or in your room, fist pounding to keep the connection with me, among others in our gross plain lives. I was long in the body by then, halfway around the world, and in some unfathomable, intimate way, you reached me through a childhood and adolescent Jesus, revealing the ruin and insolvency of the world, retrieving me from my own seclusion and dust speck existence to reunite with you, consciously connected, moving briskly down the road toward freedom from the bindings of self, time, ignorance, and fear. O child of God, everything is happening here and in the moment. The God man knows no boundaries of space and time. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. We now have dear Rati. Rati, please unmute. Thank you, Noreen. That was beautiful. Rati?
जय बाबा जय बाबा प्रभु नाम तेरो सुखदायक रे तेरो रूप श्रम परिहारक करे तू ही सकल भवताप हरे। यीशु प्रभु पिता, यीशु प्रभु पिता, प्रभु नाम तेरो सुखदायक रे। तेरो रूप श्रम परिहारक करे। तू ही सकल भवताप हरे। यीशु प्रभु पिता, यीशु प्रभु पिता। दो ऐसा वरदान प्रभु जी, हम ना तुमको भूले। दो ऐसा वरदान प्रभु जी, हम ना तुमको भूले। सुख में दुख में याद तुम्हारी, अपने ही में घोले। सुख में दुख में याद तुम्हारी, अपने ही में घोले। तारन हारन हाथ तुम्हारे, तारण हारन हाथ तुम्हारे। तुम ही दीनानाथ रे। प्रभु नाम तेरो सुखदायक रे। तेरो रूप श्रम परिहारक रे। तू ही सकल भवताप हरे। यीशु प्रभु पिता, यीशु प्रभु पिता। पापी जनों को तुमने सवारा, देकर अपनी काया। पापी जनों को तुमने सवारा, देकर अपनी काया। सूली ऊपर देह बिछा के, अपना खून बहाया। सूली ऊपर देह बिछा के, अपना खून बहाया। जगहित कारण कष्ट सहे सब, जगहित कारण कष्ट सहे सब। तुम ही एक सहायक रे। प्रभु नाम तेरो सुखदायक रे।
मैं वॉक करने गई थी, फिर वहां घर से शावर लेके भी आई।
श्रम परिहारक रे। तू ही सकल अवताप हरे। यीशु प्रभु पिता, यीशु प्रभु पिता, यीशु प्रभु पिता। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Beautiful. So soothing, Rati. Thank you so much to Baba. And now we have Tim. Jai Meher Baba.
I was having trouble unmuting. Okay. Can you hear me now, Roshani? This is a song by Bob Brown, Love's Grace. You are like the sea that reaches every distant shore. You are like the river that roars. You are like the mountains that span the highest places. You are like the rain that falls on whom love graces. You are like the baby born that cries for tenderness. But you are the maker of saints. You are eternal bliss. You are like the brightest star that shines on distant places. You are like the rain that falls on whom love graces. You are like the mountain stream that rushes to the source. But you are the ocean, and these drops give you remorse. So you come to live in us, creating love's oasis. You are like the rain that falls on whom love graces. You are like the radiant sun that pierces every cloud. Your silence is ringing, thundering so loud. You are really Lord of Lords. Your love is all embracing. You are like the rain that falls on whom love's gracing. You are like the rain that falls on whom love's gracing. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, beautiful. And we have our dear Angela.
Jai Baba, good morning, good evening. So, in honor of Christmas coming up, this will be in 4 languages. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Excuse me. And Chinese. Ping an ye, sung san ye, wan an zong, guang hua se, zao zhe sang mu ye, zao zhe seng yin, 多少次想也多少天真，尽享天子安眠，尽享天子安眠。French. Douce nuit, sainte nuit, dans les cieux l'astre louis, le mystère annoncé s'accomplit. Cet enfant sous la paille endormi, c'est l'amour infini, c'est l'amour infini. Spanish. Noche de paz, noche d'amor, todo duerme en derredor, entre los astros que esparcen su luz, ve anunciando al niñito estrella de paz. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Jai Baba, apologies for my morning voice.
That was beautiful. And how many languages do you know? Jai Baba. Wonderful. Okay, sorry, I'm today multitasking, so my reactions to lower hands is a little slower, so apologies for that. We now have our lovely mother-daughter duo, Marukanti and Hutakshi. Jai Baba.
जय बाबा
Jai Baba.
जय बाबा जब तक रहेगा हमको जब तक रहेगा हमको बाबा तेरा सहारा जब तक रहेगा हमको बाबा तेरा सहारा तूफान में भी हमको तूफान में भी हमको मिल जाएगा किनारा तूफान में भी हमको मिल जाएगा किनारा जब तक रहेगा हमको बाबा तेरा सहारा सुख में भी और दुख में जीवन की हर घड़ी में सुख में भी और दुख में जीवन की हर घड़ी में हर हाल में भी हमको हर हाल में भी हमको मिल जाएगा किनारा हर हाल में भी हमको मिल जाएगा किनारा जब तक रहेगा हमको बाबा को जिसने जाना उसने यही कहा है बाबा को जिसने जाना उसने यही कहा है तकदीर से मिला है तकदीर से मिला है दामन हमें तुम्हारा तकदीर से मिला है दामन हमें तुम्हारा जब तक रहेगा हमको बाबा तेरा सहारा तूफान में भी हमको मिल जाएगा किनारा तूफान में भी हमको मिल जाएगा किनारा जिसे ढूंढता है प्रकाश काशी में मधुबन में जिसे ढूंढता है प्रकाश काशी में मधुबन में मेहर वही प्रभु है मेहर वही प्रभु है सबके परवरदिगारा मेहर वही प्रभु है सबके परवरदिगारा जब तक रहेगा हमको बाबा तेरा सहारा तूफान में भी हमको मिल जाएगा किनारा तूफान में भी हमको मिल जाएगा किनारा अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय.
Lovely. Jai Baba. Beautiful. And now we have Meher. Jai Baba. Is that? Yeah, no, Abhishek. Sorry. I'm trying to see the screen. Meher, please, and then Abhishek.
Me now or Abhishek?
Yes, you, and then Abhishek.
Okay, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. And wow, all the happiness that is coming towards us. Mani's birthday was, and Mara's birthday coming, and Christmas, and New Year, and Baba's love. So, I'll sing a song in Hebrew. I was going to sing a song in English though, but Baba said, no, you sing in Hebrew. ובבתר מהבבא קיצ'י. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. סלאם עלינו ועל כל העולם. סלאם עלינו ועל כל העולם. סלאם עלינו ועל כל העולם. סלאם, סלאם. May peace be always with us. May peace be always with us. May peace be always with us and everyone. May peace be always with us. May love be always with us. May Baba be with us always forever. Salam on us and all around the world. Salam on us and all around the world. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Meher Baba's always with us. Meher Baba's always with us. Meher Baba's always with us and everyone. Meher Baba's always with us. Meher Baba's always with us. Meher Baba's always with us in everyone. Salam on us and all around the world. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam in Baba's love in our hearts. Salam, 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 shalom. Over the town, Meher Baba, ki jai, jai Baba. Thank you.
Jai Baba, thank you. And now we have Abhishek.
Jai Baba, everybody. So I'm attempting something for the first time. I wrote Roadhouse Blues by Jim Morrison, but tweaked the lyrics for Baba. I've pasted the lyrics for y'all to read along. Let's hope you like this rendition. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Keep your eyes on the road, your hands up on the wheel. Keep your eyes on the road, your hands up on the wheel. We're driving with the avatar, we're gonna have a good time. He would stay on the road for most part of the year. He would stay on the road for most part of the year. To meet every lover and to answer every prayer. Let us roll to Baba's gold. Let us roll to Baba's gold. Let us roll to Baba's gold. Let us roll all life long. You gotta roll, roll, roll. You gotta feel his soul, all right. You gotta roll, roll, roll. You gotta feel his soul. You gotta ba 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 ba. Oh yeah, action man, action man, Baba. Well, I woke up this morning and I called to Baba dear. Well, I woke up this morning and I called to Baba dear. The future's uncertain, but the end is always near. Let us roll to Baba's gold. Let us roll to Baba's gold. Let us roll to Baba's gold. Let us roll all life long. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba Abhishek. That was rock and roll for Christmas for Baba. Jai Ho. Dear Vijay ji, Jai Meher Baba.
Jay Baba, that was wonderful, Abhishek ji and Michelle. Uh, Wonderful rendition. I am going to sing a ghazal which Adi Kairani ji always used to quote, and he liked it. So this is यार की मर्जी के ताबे यार का दम भर के देख अर्जे मतलब करके देखा तर के मतलब करके देख बे इरादा मरने वाले बिन इरादा मर के देख सब तमाशे कर चुका तू ये भी तमाशा करके देख यार की मर्जी के ताबे यार की मर्जी के ताबे अरे यार का दम भर के दे यार की मर्जी के ताबे यार का दम भर के दे अर्ज मतलब कर के देखा अर्ज मतलब करके देखा करके मतलब करके दे यार की मर्जी के ताबे बेइरादा मरने वाले बिन इरादा मर के दे बेइरादा मरने वाले बिन इरादा मर के दे सब तमाशे कर चुका तू सब तमाशे कर चुका तू ये भी तमाशा करके दे सब तमाशे कर चुका तू ये भी तमाशा करके दे यार की मर्जी के ताबे, यार तेरा है तो फिर, अरे यार तेरा है तो फिर सारी है तेरी कायनात, यार तेरा है तो फिर सारी है तेरी कायनात, सबको अपना करने वाले, सबको अपना करने वाले, अरे उसको अपना करके दे, सबको अपना करने वाले, उसको अपना करके दे, यार की मर्जी के ताबे छोड़ भी दे मुझको मेरे, छोड़ भी दे मुझको मेरे हाल पे चारागर, छोड़ भी दे मुझको मेरे हाल पे चारागर, अरे अक्ल के दुश्मन खुदा पर, अक्ल के दुश्मन खुदा पर भी भरोसा करके दे, अक्ल के दुश्मन खुदा पर भी भरोसा करके दे, यार ते मर्जी के ताबे करके दुनिया, करके उकवा, करके मौला, करके करके दुनिया, करके उकवा, करके मौला, करके अरे यान यूं बेआरज़ू है, यान यूं बेआरज़ू, अरे जीने की आदत करके दे, यान यूं बेआरज़ू, यान यूं बेआरज़ू, अरे जीने की आदत करके दे, यार की मर्जी के ताबे, यार का दम भर के दे, यार की मर्जी के ताबे। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। थैंक यू, थैंक यू। जय बाबा।
Jai Baba Vijayji. Thank you so much.
जय
And now we have dear Bhikkhu. Bhikkhu, please. Jai Baba. ये वाली पेंटिंग।
जय बाबा। नहीं मुमकिन किसी को उनके कूचे से निकल जाना, मधुसूदन जो फंसते वो कभी वापस नहीं आते, लाख छुड़ाना चाहा, लाख छुड़ाना चाहा, न छूटा दामन, लाख छुड़ाना चाहा, न छूटा दामन, ऐसे कस कर बांधा न छूटा दामन, लाख छुड़ाना चाहा न छूटा दामन, उसने धर ली मोरी कलाई, उसने धर ली मोरी कलाई, सारी सुध बुध मेरी भुलाई, सारी सुध बुध मेरी भुलाई, मेरा मैंपन तोड़ ही डाला, मेरा मैंपन तोड़ ही डाला, ऐसी पकड़ी बाह न छूटा दामन, लाख छुड़ाना चाहा न छूटा दामन, धर्म कर्म का ज्ञान नहीं था, धर्म कर्म का ज्ञान नहीं था, मैं तो सुर का दीवाना था, मैं तो सुर का दीवाना था, वो सुर ने ही जोरा नाता, वो सुर ने ही जोरा नाता, उनसे हो गया नेहा न छूटा दामन, लाख छुड़ाना चाहा न छूटा दामन, उनके मेरे जो भी फसाने, उनके मेरे जो भी फसाने, मैं जानूं या वो ही जाने, मैं जानूं या वो ही जाने, ये कुछ कहता वो कुछ कहता, ये कुछ कहता वो कुछ कहता, मैंने कुछ नहीं कहा न छूटा दामन, लाख छुड़ाना चाहा न छूटा दामन, उनका मेरा मेल है भैया, उनका मेरा मेल है भैया, बाकी सब है भूल भुलैया, बाकी सब है भूल भुलैया, मधुसूदन अब मौन ही रहना, मधुसूदन अब मौन ही रहना, सबकी सुन लो हाँ हाँ न छूटा दामन, लाख छुड़ाना चाहा न छूटा दामन, ऐसे कस कर बांधा न छूटा दामन, लाख छुड़ाना चाहा न छूटा दामन। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। थैंक यू।
Lovely. Thank you, Biko. We now have Jack. Jai Meher Baba.
She does it.
All right. Hi. Yeah, good morning, everybody. I'm going to read a Baba quote this morning, but before I do that, I'd like to inform you that on December 21st will be the winter solstice at 11:52 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which is 6:52 in the East Coast. And that's the time that the Earth crosses both the solar ecliptic, which is our sun, and the galactic equator, which is the equator of the central sun of the galaxy in the Milky Way. And the last time this happened was 26,000 years ago, at a time when the Cro-Magnon man emerged, and the cave painting, the pictographs. And that is considered by archaeologists as a great consciousness shift. So I think we can anticipate the same thing perhaps happening with us. So anyway, and this quote is my favorite for Christmas time from Baba. I am the Christ. Words to me are empty. Know therefore that all words mean nothing. All theories, philosophies, and priests, religions, teachers are zero. You will never understand God. All you can do is love me. And to love me, you must love others. And to love others, you must obey me. To obey me is to do my will. And my will is most easily found by those who surrender to me. If I am your Lord, then do these things, because I love the path of love. The avatar can reveal that path. My grace will awaken you. Love so that you can be loved. Love me because I love you. I have given you all, and all is mine to give. Remember who I am, and hold on to me, for I am the Ancient One. Thank you. Hi, Baba. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Jai Baba. Thank you, Tim. Now we have Alan Ray. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba Roshani. Can you hear me okay?
Perfect.
So I'm going to play a tune that kind of follows up on the deeper meaning of Jack's reading there. Prabhu Meher, Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher Baba, Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher, Prabhu Meher Avatar, Meher Baba, my master, it is you who I am after. For you I carry on, and I won't stop trying, till for you I am a dying. Gotta catch hold of your Dhamma. Gotta catch hold of your Dhamma. Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher, Prabhu Meher Baba, Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher, Prabhu Meher Avatar. Let your all embracing kindness detach me from my bindings. Let your grace descend from above. Destroy all my desires with your ever-burning fire. Melt me in the lap of your love. Melt me in the lap of your love. When you give me just one glance, I will drown in your silence. So deep is my love for you. Instill in me the notion to dive deep into your ocean. Then I'll reach your pearl of truth. Then I'll reach the pearl of your truth. Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher, Prabhu Meher Baba. Priyatam Meher, Prabhu Meher, Prabhu Meher Avatar. Meher Baba, my master, it is you who I'm after. For you I carry on, and I won't stop trying, till for you I am dying. Gotta catch hold of your Dhamma. Gotta catch hold of your Dhamma. Gotta catch hold of your Dhamma. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Jai Baba, thank you. Now we have Marvin. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba to you and everyone. I'm going to read a little story from It So Happened, Stories from Days with Meher Baba, compiled by Bill Page. And this one is from Erich. And let's see, I just lost the page. One sec. Humility. Here it is. So, Baba said to Erich, oh, no, that's not it. Oh, gee. Oh, here it is, 93. Sorry. Meher Baba asked me to find a priest who would bless him. What a priest he must be to bless the Lord. You know, we witnessed many, many facets of Baba's ministry through being by his side, but we never gave thought to whatever he wanted done. It seems that is why we were by his side. If we had given thought to why this or why that, we would have been thrown out. But now we can narrate these anecdotes and give delight to the heart. So at this time, we were passing through Aurangabad, and Baba said to me, "Can you find a priest who will bless me?" "Well, Baba," I said, "I will try." We went in search, Baba with us, in a tonga. He told me that the priest should be a venerable-looking person, one that the heart should immediately feel was worthy to give a blessing. I noted and accepted what Baba conveyed and said, all right, nothing is impossible. If we found such a priest, well and good. If we did not, well and good. Our duty was simply to carry out the search. So in right earnest, we went from church to church, from quarters to quarters, to many places. We saw many priests, but not once did the heart say this was the man. After some time, the tonga driver became curious about our movements and asked what we were in search of. We are in search of very old venerable priests, we told him. Is that so? The driver said. There is a special bungalow for old priests. They live there in retirement. Why didn't you tell me? I would have taken you there in the beginning. Well, we went there, and leaving Baba as usual in the Tonga, I went up the steps of the bungalow, and on the veranda, an aged priest came towards me. He was short, dressed in a robe, and from his pronunciation, it was obvious he was continental, perhaps French or Italian. He said, "Yes, my son, what do you want?" Immediately, my heart said that this was the one we were seeking. So I said, "Father, will you give blessings to my elder brother?" "Yes, where is he?" "He is waiting outside in the Tonga." "Bring him inside," said the priest. I turned round to descend the stairs, and what did I find? For the first time since we began the search, Baba himself had got down from the Tonga and come to the bungalow. I said, "Here is my brother." Baba came up the stairs, knelt before the priest, and the priest blessed him. Through me, Baba said, "Thank you, Father," and began to leave. The priest turned to me, said, "Son, do you wish for my blessings?" "No, Father," I answered, and then we left. That is the story. Such an incident happened only once. And a short quote from Baba. By serving the abandoned, you are serving Jesus the Christ, because he too was abandoned by all, even by his own apostles. The emblem of abandonment is the cross. Hence, to serve the abandoned is to serve the Christ. And I am he, undoubtedly. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, thank you. And now we have Jeremy.
Good morning, everyone. Good evening. I'm going to sing this Appalachian folk song that I learned when I was working at the Youth Sahavas several years ago that I've always loved. Bright morning stars are rising. Bright morning stars are rising. Bright morning stars are rising. Day is a breaking in my soul. Oh, where are our dear fathers? Oh, where are our dear fathers? They are down in the valley praying. Day is a breaking in my soul. Oh, where are our dear mothers? Oh, where are our dear mothers? They are gone to heaven a-shouting. Day is a breaking in my soul. Bright morning stars are rising. Bright morning stars are rising. Bright morning stars are rising. Day is a breaking in my soul. Day is a breaking in my soul. Jai Baba.
Fabulous, Jeremy. So sweet. And Rosalie?
Okay, wait a minute. Hey, Baba. Later, wait. Okay. Okay. Just as described by Princess Nerina Machiavelli, the master through her made a direct and stirring appeal to all the members of the audience where she went with his message. His words rang with unchallengeable authority through her. He said, "I am the new Christ, You have waited and waited for me for a long time. I am the real guide. You will know my reality through direct experience. You will know me, you will see me, you will feel me. This divine revelation shall be my grace. You are born to love the living God. And these are some things that Baba said. It does not matter whether I do this now at once or whether I take more time for the divine performance of bringing about the radical change of life in mankind. What matters is that I shall do it within the next few years. It will be so demonstratively visible that whosoever is a changed being shall find me at the cause behind the effect. I am the Lord and the servant of the world. You will need me. Remember that you cannot miss me because you need me. And then someone says, what's the difference between the words spoken by ordinary persons and those spoken by you? My word is power. My thought is action. I am the truth. How do we recognize you? Meet me with open heart, and I shall reveal myself to you. I reveal myself to all in experience. What is the direct way to realize the truth? Resign yourself. Be one with me. Give me your life. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Thank you. Thank you. That was beautiful. Great. So I will reread this from the book Meher Roshani as the first thing that ever opened up in this book the day Bhauji gave it. The beloved made me desireless, Ghazal 42. O Meher, you put me to sleep in such a way that you awakened me from the dream of creation. You broke thousands of promises, but in doing so, you taught me to serve only you. I thought you tried to help me by removing the lamp when I was burning, but now as I lay half scorched, I realized it was your punishment. O Meher, you made me mad in your love, but what wisdom my madness now contains. You drowned me totally in your remembrance, and my heart forgot everything except you. Your arrow has given my heart the wound of wounds, yet the deeper the pain, the more relief I find. You helped me to establish such relations that I do not remain attached to anyone or anything. You never gave me anything I asked for, but you gave me the pearl without my asking. O Bhav, tell me honestly, what did you lack when the beloved made you desireless? Jai Baba. All right. So we shall continue with our today's talk. And I'm very happy to share this space with all of you. And since so many months we have got closer together in Baba's love, meeting so often, meeting every weekend for sure, but meeting in between as well, as and when. And today is the exact 10th year completion of my first going to Meher Baba, to Mehrabad. And I share with you a little bit, lot of bit of my journey with Baba. Though everything may not be chronological, but there were far too many pictures. So I've just put the pictures together and we'll give snippets as we go by with each of the pictures. So just give me a second as I and some of them are still not been able to order them, but will do my best. I will just share the screen. If till then somebody wants to share another one last song or something, would be grateful. Anyone? Till I just share the slideshow. Okay, I'll just leave it. However, in Baba's love, let it be as it is. So Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Baba in his actual form of knowing him as Meher Baba came into my life in about August or September 2010 through my dear friends Farzeen and Somit in Mumbai. Now, before that, I am born and brought up in a place which is 5 minutes away from Baba Center in Townside in Mumbai. But all my life, I had never ever known about Meher Baba or even heard his name. I went to see almost thrice, a day at times on weekend, like a 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 12 movies in the Minerva cinema, which was bang opposite Baba Center, Navyug mentioned. But I never knew about Meher Baba. In school life, I remember seeing Baba's elderly photograph with the clasped hands at one of my friends' homes. But usually in Parsis, we have our deceased loved ones' photographs also at the altar. So my presumption possibly at that time, and it stayed with me, though his picture stayed with me in my mind somehow, I felt it was her grandfather, possibly. And I neglected the fact of knowing anything about him as such. Time went by, and as Baba says that we will never know him until we are ready to know him, and he wills us to know him. And so it happened in that August, September. And Farzeen is a childhood friend. Again, we have grown up together almost from known each other from school, college time upwards more. We got in connect, staying in the same vicinity at Grant Road in Mumbai. But never had we spoken about spiritual aspects of life or things like that. We never touched upon these things. And in that year, I was already in a period of resurrection in my life. I had gone through a life death illness in 2005, 2006 with Baba's love. Though not knowing him, I know it was his love that brought me back. And I started to work in 2007 again. I got back to my media and films job that I was doing. And so it became in 2010 that I was almost at ground zero at that point in time, because I was in a crore of rupees debt, practically more because of my medical debts of over a year and no job. And part of it was my home loan of the house that we had bought about 10, 12 years back. So in 2010, it was crashing more than below ground zero. And all just like Facebook has friends, there were 5,000 people on my phone list, who seemingly we would call friends. We would party and, in the film industry, every day there is some event or the other. And almost everything had vanished. And at that point in time, when I was closing my marriage, selling off my house, and completely zero in life, besides these very, very few human beings who were there around me. And I know that Baba was in their form to take me out from that situation. Is when one of the days when I visited Farzeen to her house, I just asked her while leaving at 10:30 p.m., by the way, whose photograph is this? Like, I know we've seen and she's mentioned about Meher Baba, but like, who is he more? And I asked her for a book. She knows I'm not a voracious reader and I don't read a book cover to cover. And if she gives me a book, it may not come back very soon to her. So she gave me very sweetly the prayer book, the pink color book found at the Samadhi. And she said, it's okay if you don't return this to me, so keep it. And I went back home with that book. That book was in my purse for quite a few weeks. And in between, when I would talk to Farzeen, she would always ask, you must come with us when we go, and come along the next time we go to Mehrabad. And I was like, yes, okay, sure, we will go. And then on 12th of December that year, it is my parents' anniversary. My parents got married in on December 12th, 1969, exactly the same year that Baba dropped his body. And not going more into the story of the arranged marriage period, but it was around the same time of January, February that my parents were made to meet each other and got married in December 69. I attribute a lot of my spiritual connection before knowing Baba, what had erupted, what was happening to me, to my mother. And at that point in time, I kind of, when it happened on the anniversary day, that I want to go to Mehrabad on 18th of December, and just out of the blue. And then it came to my heart that so we have a Parsi calendar which has 30 names of gods as names of the day. It is called Hormaz, Bamman, Adibesh, like that. And my mom's favorite day was Meher, which was considered and is considered by the Zoroastrians across the world as one of the biggest days in the whole month. And you will see Parsis flocking all the possible fire temples on that day. So all her life, my mom was fond of the day Meher and had told her parents that she wanted to do her Navjot ceremony, which is the thread ceremony that Zoroastrians do, and her marriage on that day of the month. Otherwise, she does not want to do it. This came to my heart and I asked Farzeen, and I got myself to send a mail. And when I asked her, she said, oh no, you cannot possibly get a booking for December 18th because it's already 13th today. And December is full with New Year celebrations and Christmas and everything. So I said, fine, I will try. I will just send the mail. If I get it, it's good. Otherwise, it's all right. I will see sometime later. So I sent out the mail and I got the booking. And 18th December 2010 was my first trip to Mehrabad. Now, a little before, with Baba's connection with a numerological number that I love and fond of, 33. So all my life, first that I was born in the house in town where we lived was room number 33. All the school period, my entire tenure till class 10, even though some people would fail or some people would, drop out of school and move on, my roll number was consistently 33 all my life without a change. The first house that I rented was 33 flat number, and so many other things carried forward. It was not until 2015, though, that I got this connection of number 33 with Baba. So Murti uncle, who is a pillar in my spiritual growth with Baba and in Baba's love, he comes for our satsangs every month when we used to have at the house. He gifted me a book which is done by the Pune Center. That book again was lying for many months until one fine day, there was something after night's prayers. I just felt this urge to remove that book and open it up. And as I opened up the book, it opened up to a page which had the pictures of the Sassoon Hospital in Pune. And then the page read, Meher Baba was born in ward number 33, maternity ward on ground floor, opposite the mortuary Sassoon Hospital on 25th February 1894. This was my, biggest aha moment till then, of knowing this connection of the number 33 that played a very, very vital role all my life. On 18th December, as I left, so a little again, sorry, I've not been able to put all the pictures in proper framing. Forgive me for that. On 18th December, as I left, so just before that, as my journey through that entire turmoil was happening, I opened up to energy healing and a few other things through intuitive things and messages that would come to me about people, what things I didn't even know. And I was never a spiritually seeking person, so I was quite afraid. I was scared also and overwhelmed with the things that were happening. And slowly that period got me into 2010, just at the same time before I knew Baba, that I did this particular workshop connected to, angels and how angels help people, and, they are God's creations and so on. So on the first day, 18th night, early morning, when I left for Mehrabad, and I was asleep in the car because I left at around 5 o'clock in the morning. And just a little after the sleep, maybe as the sun was rising, or I don't remember, that I woke up and I saw this actually shooting star kind of a thing in the sky. So I'm a very click happy person, and that's why you'll see I have hundreds of pictures. But I saw this thing, and it just took my eye, and I said, oh, let me click it. And I immediately clicked a picture of it. It was much later on, while I was traveling to Mehrabad and I was seeing the pictures that I clicked, did I realize, is my audio okay? I'm sorry. Is there a problem in the audio?
No problem at all.
All right. So it is then when I saw, I don't know if, I know sometimes people say only you can see these things. Where is it? I can't see it. But so I saw this little angelic kind of figure flying in the sky. And at that point in time, when I actually saw it, I was just talking in my head that I don't know who you are, Baba. And I know there is some connection that maybe my mother had with you, and all of these things that are opening up and things are happening. I'm not aware. I don't know what is happening. And I just hope that, my mom, and I was affiliated to Ganpati, Ganesha, the Lord Ganesha, a lot since childhood. So I would pray to Ganpati a lot. And I said, I hope Ganpati Papa and you and everybody is, all the possible angels in the world are there with me. And this is my first trip. And, I hope to know you more. And that is the when, while scrolling through the pictures, did I realize this image. And I just thanked Baba in my head, possibly thinking that he heard what I said. This was a funny picture that happened. So while all this was happening, I didn't want to, obviously. Now in my film industry, people are, little choosy about who they mix with, and more choosy rather. So I was quite in a closet to tell anybody about what was happening to me at at the spiritual level, and not said anything to anyone. And I kept on getting that, I have to be more open, and there's nothing wrong in talking to people and sharing my gifts. So consistently, I would keep getting this when I would pray, but I would ignore it. And the time when I went to Mehrabad, this picture was sent to me. I still don't remember who sent it to me. And with that same turmoil, I would be, getting up every morning with that thought in the head that I have to open a Facebook page, I have to let everybody know, and stuff like that. So this image came. If you want to touch more lives, I'd get on Facebook or Twitter, a small angel is telling God, supposedly, who is standing in front of him. And I was like, oh my God, I have to do this, And again, I took this as a sign. Okay, I've come to Mehrabad and this picture is there. I think after I go back, I must have the courage to just open up a Facebook page and, do what I need to do. So this is Farzeen and Somit, and they are the love of my Baba's life. And Farzeen also has been, both of them have been instrumental during my illness as well, which is another long story, but we will skip that. This was the first picture of the first night at MPR, and it was a full moon. And in a retrospect, I realized that almost 90% of my arbitrarily decided trips in Mehrabad have happened around the full moon. So I have lots of full moon pictures at Mehrabad, but this was my first ever picture from MPR. This was my first picture of Baba through the window when I went. Now, at that trip, it so happened that Mehra's birthday fell between that time that I went there. And everybody was, it's Mehra's birthday. And then I read on the tomb, it's 7th January. And I was wondering, why is Mehra's birthday today? And then one of the elder Baba lovers at the Samadhi, mentioned it, that it is going to be Mehra's birthday. And Baba had said this in 1968, that it should be celebrated in December. And that is why. So I said, oh, okay. Least did I knew that on that day, on the morning of Mehra's birthday, everybody was, in the morning Arti wanting to go, that they will go early. So gathering up with one or two people who said, okay, you come with us to the Samadhi. I went up, and on my first ever trip, I got to clean Baba's tomb. I got to put that shawl on Baba's tomb, and also clean Mehra's tomb on her birthday and decorate it with the flowers. I did not know the significance, the importance, and the great blessing of that. But I just felt joy. I just felt that joy of being able to do that. Wow, on my first trip, I'm getting to do that. So I was all excited. And of course, it was down the years that I knew the importance of that seva of cleaning Baba's tomb, and what a blessing it is. This is my first picture of Baba's flag. And it kind of connected to me at that time because of the energy healing work that I was doing. And at that time, my thought was, oh, Baba has this chakra colors flag up there. And I wonder why that would be so. But later again, that I knew of the significance of the flag and the explanation of the sanskaras that Baba has shared on the flag colors. Okay, so I was one of those, I think, naughty ones among many who did not know, and gave that little prasad to the lovely, loving, beings, squirrels all around the samadhi, and almost had them having it out of hand. So sorry for being that one. This was my first ever tile that my eyes went on at the MPR courtyard, and it poignantly came on, though I never remember where it is. I can't remember where exactly, which part it is, but there have been two more times very significantly that this style has come to my notice, and at the right time, and Baba has let this message be alive in my heart at all times. And the picture of Baba's feet, the actual picture from this, I think it's a still from the movie Beyond Words, that is there. And that is like my desktop and wallpaper. This was another tile that I got on the day of Mehra's birthday, after I came back from the morning Arti, and I was sitting for breakfast outside. This was my first sketch of Baba. From the Christ picture of Baba spoke a lot to me, kind of a thing. And I was very, very attracted to that picture. I still am. I love that image. And I think, it is like an active person talking through that picture most of the time. So this was my first sketch, which also I put as the first page on my first book that got published in 2016. So this bus was a capture. Now, very arbitrarily, we were traveling to Mehrabad as the first bus trip that I took of a few of my workshop students and some friends. We went in 2012 for Dhuni, and we left on 10th of March 2012 as the last leg, because 15th March MPR would be shut. So while we were going in the bus, I at that time there have been times where I don't know the reason why I'm doing something, but I just do it because it comes out so strongly. So I just clicked this picture, and that was it. On that trip, it so happened that there was this whole thing that, spread like fire almost, that Bhauji is saying that Baba is going to come and take him on this dhuni. And everywhere there was this whole bit of, ruffle, and the Sunday chat was being cancelled, that nobody has to meet Bhauji right now, and so on. So when I was sharing at MPR that I've got my first, bus of friends over here, and I would like them to meet Bhauji, that's when I came to know that this thing has happened. And said, oh my God, I would really want them to meet Bhauji, and I want to, meet Bhauji again, because 2011, from the first birthday that was there in May, where MPR is shut. So I would stay at, Raj G's later on, the bungalow that they have at Lower Mehrazad. But during those times, in the first few years, I did a day trip. And every time I celebrated my birthday with Bhauji, every time means just 1 year at that time. So I was saying, oh my God, no, that can't be possible, we have to meet. So somehow we got through, and then by afternoon we came to know that they indeed will be having, and Bhauji wants to address all the worldwide Baba lovers about this thing that had happened. And so on that day, on 11th of March 2012, with my entire, I'll come back to this, so with my entire group, we went to meet Bhauji. We all were seated over there, and all were given the wonderful rings that Bhauji used to compulsorily, want us to wear, the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh rings. So the ones who did not have, there was this whole box of rings that were given to us, and each one had to wear 3 rings. Without the ring, you don't get the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh blessings from Bhauji. So all of us were trying to find the best rings in the box that would fit us, and we were seated over there. There is this series of pictures that are there alongside in Bhauji's room on the left hand side, if you see, and this picture is right behind him. So it so happened that earlier I came at that place after some time, but earlier I was right at the little footstool on which Bhauji's feet used to be put. And it kept on giving me this vision of this other picture that I love of Baba, where Baba is lying down and his 2 feet are in focus and his face is out of focus. So I just kept getting this feeling that Baba is, there present, and as if Baba was lying down there and I was sitting at his bedside. And that picture right behind Bhauji, I kept on getting this urge that, there is something that I need to get from Baba. And I kept getting this thing, just as a mind thought, take your name, take your name. So I was wondering, take what name, take what name. And then I was getting the, take your name from Bhau, take your name from Bhau. And I thought that it's just, okay, whatever, some chatter is happening, and I ignored it. And then at some point of time, suddenly I got tapped, and I think it was Mother P sitting there on the other side before Meher ji came there with the laptop for the chat. And she asked me to sit on that stool next to Bhauji. And after quite some time, I got the courage and I asked, can I ask something? And I asked Bhauji, can you give me a name? So he just looked at me and then he asked me, what is your name? Now, Bhauji never remembered things to remember me as such of that one birthday that I had just gone by in 2011. So I said, Shenazz. So Bhauji is doing very nice, very nice. Why you want a name? So I was just like, I said, just Bhauji, you give me some name. And he again smiled and didn't say anything. While again, still I was seated there. After some time, I kept on getting this. I have to go with some name that Bhauji has to give. I don't know what it is, but something he has to give today. And after some time, I again asked him. And then he just looked at me. Now, on my first trip at Meherabad, I had this song which had come, which I sing, Baba Tero Naam, but I had not sang it anywhere till then. And with the group, when I'd come, so I had thought in my heart that on this bus trip, on Dhuni at the Samadhi, I will sing Baba Tero Naam for the first time. I had not shared it with anyone. And Bhauji just looked at me and said that Shenazz, very nice name your parents gave, very nice name. So you dance and sing very nicely. Now Bhauji doesn't know anything about my life as such or so. So I was quite taken aback. And then he says, Chalo, chalo, sing that song which you made for Baba. And I was like, what song kind of a thing. And he said, Gao, gao, fir naam deta hu. So I was a little, taken aback with the whole thing of Bhauji saying these statements. And I sang about a verse of the first stanza of Baba Tero Naam. And after that, Bhauji looks at me and says, you are Roshni. You are Meher's Roshni. And as he said that, I just burst out crying. And I profusely, there is absolutely no stopping. And I'm almost below the stool. And then Bhauji holds out and says, you are Mother Light. And Mother Light never cries. And with that, I burst out further crying. And then Mother P holds me and makes me sit down again. After that, there used to be a break in the chat where they used to give medicines and some little eating things to Bhauji, and then those who wanted to come back could come back in the chat and sit in the room. The others would leave. So in that time, now it was a Sunday. So the Meher Nazar bookstore, which earlier used to be at the trust, would be closed on Sundays. And I felt to ask Meher Nazji, please open the book because these, I've got this little bus group of friends and they would need to buy something. So please, can you open up, even though I know Bhale Raut, I forgot the elderly person who used to sit there at the cash counter. So Meher Nazji very kindly opened up the bookstore and all of us went to buy things. And then I kept getting this, though I had a lot of Baba books by then, I kept looking out of something that I was, almost searching. And again, there's a blue book, and there seemed no blue book until I asked one of our group friends who was really like 6 feet tall. And I said, Abhishek, can you see any, blue book up there? And he was like, looking up the shelf, and on the last glass shelf, just near the cashier table in that small room, which was the bookstore, there were 5 books which were lying horizontal. You couldn't even read. They were not even up, vertically kept. So Abhishek just removed those books, and that book was Meher Roshni. I was completely again taken aback because I'd never seen that book in that 1.5 year of coming to Baba. So I asked Meher Ji, and he said it's a very old book of ghazals written by Bhauji, but they have just come after a reprint, and they were not there all this time. So I took that book and had got, Bhauji couldn't write, but Meher Ji did put a pen and Bhauji just did a little scribble, and Meher Ji wrote on that book and gave it to me. So this was our first Dhuni with all the group friends that had come. And that was the time also that I met this beautiful soul, Laurie Blom. It was an amazing, I almost felt that we knew each other since God knows how many lifetimes. We connected at a very, very deep level. And I never met any woman Mandli. I only met Bhauji from the entire Mandli. And to me, the stories of the women Mandli and the stories of the Mandli as well was almost, I felt always being with Laurie or speaking to her over the phone so many times that almost I was getting it directly from the Mandli. And it just seemed like, a different world connect. This is a painting done by Laurie Blum, and this is a card she signed and gave me on that day. So I felt that this was a gift with my new name that Baba wanted me to take back to Mumbai. Everybody in the group got Jal Kaka's goodies like always, the badges and the little photos, and everyone was so thrilled. I myself got a lot of goodies which I had not got in that first year of coming to Baba, because I really came 3 times or so in that first year. This was my first birthday trip in 2011 itself, February 2011. This was in 2012 with, I'm sorry, I'm not having a track of time, but this was my loving father. And it so happened that I used to book myself to go to Baba's birthday every year, like 2011, I'd gone first. This was 2012 or 13, I think. And I was on waiting list. And one day prior to leaving Mumbai, I saw in my dream that my dad is with me inside the Samadhi, and I'm getting that I have to take dad for Baba's birthday. And I'm saying in the dream, but oh, it is full. I'm myself on waiting list. So how can I take dad? Then next day after I wake up, I get this urge that let me do my bit. Even if nothing happens, let me at least reach out. So I tried to do the, email, to send the mail for them, because for my father, it was not just him. I had to take 3 people with me. Both of his caregivers, my little child, Vishal Chotu, who is with me since the last 14 years. And there was another one, and my driver. So I would need place for 4 more people. And I still took the plunge that no, if I've seen in my dream, then Baba wants me to do it, and I must do my bit. So I called up, and I called up at the MPR, and Ritesh came on the phone, and I asked Ritesh that, Ritesh, is there any place in the men's wing? And he said, no, everything is full, everything is booked. Baba's birthday, how can it be possible that there is place at all? So I said, please see if there is possibility. I want that room which is next to the toilet on the ground floor, because my dad has a problem and I want to bring him. So he laughs at me that I'm telling you कि सब full hai, there is no room, and you are asking me that you want a special room next to the toilet. So I just told him, please, Ritesh, one last time, please see that, on the computer, if there is any room empty. I've sent the mail. So he looks at it, and then he comes back on the phone after about 5-7 minutes and tells me that he can't believe this, but that 108 or whatever the room number, I forget, 107, 108 or so on the ground floor is empty, which has the 3 people in it, So I said, oh, brilliant. Please, can you keep it for me? The mail has already gone. So when the reservation calls you, you please tell that there is a room. And, my dad is 88 years old, and I just feel that Baba wants me to bring him. And so did it happen that I could take dad. And not only that, unbelievably, that very single day that we reached over there on 23rd, in the evening, just before we went for the Arti, there was somebody's cancellation, and I got a room in MPR as well. So Baba's Leela has it all. So sorry for this overlap. This is my dad at the Samadhi. And also my dad's health was very frail. He had an extreme prostate problem, and he could not even hold on to go for, to the loo for even like 5 minutes or so. And walking was a problem because of his chronic arthritis. And yet, praying to Baba for that entire, whatever, 5.5-hour journey, we couldn't drive fast because of his age, kind of a thing. And with the slow driving of about 5.5-6 hours that we took to reach Mehrabad, there was only once that we stopped at Kamat's or something for him to go to the bathroom. But throughout the trip, my father did not even have the urge to go to the bathroom, which otherwise in that much time would be at least 15 rounds in 5 hours. And it was just deep gratitude to Baba that he allowed me. And for the first time in almost 30 years, my father could bend his knee inside the Samadhi. And he used to always tell me that at least before I die, I want to bend down in our Agyari, in our fire temple. And it was at Baba's Samadhi that I was holding his one hand, but his one knee he could bend and go half down onto the Samadhi to put his head. So that was a big gift to me and to him. Then on the next day breakfast time on Baba's birthday, we met Noshirwan. And as we got talking, I got to know that Noshirwan is the cousin of my childhood friend who I was born and brought up with almost in my Grand Road building. So it was completely quite an awestruck thing, because that friend of mine was now in the US. We were not in touch since quite a few years, and I was so much thrilled that Noshirwan is Sunnu's cousin. And along with Cyrus, Soumya, and Murthy uncle and couple of few people, Noshirwan is another pillar for me of inspiration to grow in Baba's love. And I have learned a lot silently without much of him telling or teaching, but through his books, through his Glow magazines, and through the book Beloved, which was my first ever book of Baba that I ever picked up to read in MPR in 2010 December. So thank you, Noshirwan, for everything. This picture has another story, but I call this the rock star picture of Baba, because it, in this life-size kind of a feeling, it emerged in the theater when I was watching this movie Rockstar in New Delhi. And I was engulfed with so much of love, so much of, as if Baba is holding me tight in like lifetimes of an embrace. And I started crying in the theater. And this image was like on 70 screen for me. And I just didn't know what was happening. And just after I came back from Delhi, I was sitting on Facebook and I was writing this incident and shared a post of this incident, that this happened with me. Simultaneously, two things happen. I see a post on Lord Meher, which has a couplet of Hafiz stated in it, which somebody had posted, and the meaning of that. Now, that exact couplet is the stanza of the song Kun Faya Kun from the movie Rockstar, during which this episode happened to me. And right at that moment, my television gets switched on by my house help. And on the television, there is a promo of this movie Rockstar and says worldwide premiere 25th February. So it was like everything coinciding to such a beautiful moment for me to feel that Baba is literally in everything around me, within me. And, he's just there. This was my first birthday at the Baba Center. So just after I took Daddy, 2013 or so, when that was, did I come to know of that Baba's quote, which said that birthday you must try to celebrate in your own cities, in your own city centers. So from that time, I stopped booking myself for Baba's birthday and started going to the Bombay Center. And that was the first time ever in my life, as I said, I stayed stone's throw away. But from all my life, in that 40s was the first time that I stepped into the Baba Center. This picture is with Soumya. And this was the garland which I took for Baba from a shop outside the Siddhivinayak temple, where I used to go for 9 years, almost 9 to 10 years, every Tuesday and Saturday. And we had to go to, people had said you have to come early because you have to catch place. So you have to be there by 3:30 or so. Now, where would I get fresh flowers? And then when I was mulling over that, I would have no flowers for the first time that I go for Baba's birthday. I got in my night prayers that, tomorrow is Tuesday. And Tuesday, Siddhivinayak opens early in the morning, and so are the shops from 3 a.m. So that's how I stopped the cab and bought this lovely rose garland Baba made me buy for him. This was my first trip with my Baba's gift, Johan. In 2014, this was the 13 that he first came with me to Mehrabad. This was in 2013 at September Dhuni. I had taken another childhood friend of mine for the first time. And we were coming right down from the Samadhi. and it was starting to almost drizzle at that time. And I was telling my friend Bhaktavar, come fast, sit in the car because it might rain. And as I look up in the sky, right at the Samadhi, this huge heart, I don't know if you all can see this heart. This huge heart was there in the sky, just this blue line of the heart. And if you see, there are two scallops. So I'll type in this, so there is a scallops on the keyboard and say the heart icon, and there is again a scallops. I used to write this with that Facebook page that I mentioned. I used to put out messages like a healing affirmation every day on the Facebook with a little message kind of a thing. And I would sign out with exactly this thing with two scallops on the side with the heart in the center. And when it appeared, it again, my tear glands are like have been quite sensitive all my life. They have bettered and matured in Baba's love, but still. So I poured out crying when I saw this. But the click happy I am, I went on clicking 5-6 pictures before the heart disappears. So this was my first silence day in 2015 when Baba gifted me to make the film The Unique Silence of Avatar Meher Baba, which we just screened last week. And this is my little Mehrabad friend. I have a lot of animal friends in Mehrabad. This was the premiere at Hostel A, and this is dear Gokan Srivastav uncle. I owe it to him, to Farzeen again, and Samit, who have been involved, to Cyrus, who has been involved with the film, and for my entire Whistling Woods team, who was there with me to make this film. So Gokan uncle was giving a little background. Our foundation we had produced it from our Meher Roshani Foundation for the trust. This was after the premiering, and Amy was the first one who I gifted the DVD to. We had put the DVDs for sale at Meher Darbar, and whatever the proceeds, I used to give it at the Baba Trust in Ahmednagar, and some I started then giving at our Bombay Center as well. This was all our friends. This is our dear Manjuji, who is no more, an ardent Baba lover and the life of our satsangs at home. This was an episode of a travel time where I got this picture. It really, something drawn me to it. This is the Pratapgarh Fort. And there was no, real reason of taking this picture. But a lot of things unfolded after that. And that's when I came to know and got to read in Lord Meher about Baba stating of Shivaji's birth as the mini advent of the times. And then the entire events that took place pertaining to this picture and thereafter made more sense to me. Okay, so this was another amazing thing. So while all my healing work was happening and everything was growing on, I used to keep hearing a lot of elder Baba lovers talk at Mehrabad about how Baba doesn't approve of the healing things and, the angel work and so on. And I used to only say one thing inside me, that Baba, I was very happy making films for 23 years. Why did you bring me to this if you didn't want this to happen? Why did you stop me from doing my film work if you didn't want me to get into this space and if you don't approve this? And if you don't approve this, Baba, please make it stop, right? Nip it in the bud if it has come out of nowhere and take it away if that is so. But if it is that you wanted it, then you be with me and you do what you need to do out of it. Now, because of my connection with Ganpati Baba, I used to have this, because I stopped going to the temple suddenly. I just didn't feel going to the temple, and I just felt that Baba is Ganpati and Baba is everything and he's in my heart. I don't need to go to any temples or anything. So I was at another higher level workshop actually in Haridwar. And in my meditation, I was internally crying and urging to Baba that you have to give me a sign. If you don't like this, then tell me to stop. And you have to give me a sign that I'm not wrong, that I've stopped going to temples. You have to give me a sign that you are Ganesha and you are Jarthustra and you are everything. I'm not going to fire temples as well. And that is the day after meditation. We used to have all these tissue papers and all, eating fruits or, in between tea breaks. We used to collect things on the side wherever we are seated and then take it to the kitchen in the night at 7-8 o'clock. So that day, after the meditation, the things that I was gathering, my tissue paper had turned into this Ganesha. And I had no words. And that very full moon day again, we went to this place called Hadki Podi, where there are not less than 30,000 people over there at any given point in this full moon Arti that happens at Haridwar. And through that, there was somebody came out of the blue and took us through the crowd to stand next to that Pandit, and we got to hold that whole Arti thing to do the Arti. And all I had in my mind was Baba. And just as the Arti finishes, long distance far away, I see this moon. I had this Sony Cybershot camera at that time. Not that it was some fantastic zoom lens, and I don't know how this got even captured. But this is what was happening to the moon as I went on focusing and asking Baba that you are everything. And these orbs kind of things started forming. The moon was fuzzy, if you see on the left hand side. Then it started forming this. Then these lines came up, and at one point in time, some other more pictures are there. There was a whole circle of these orbs around the moon. And it just overwhelmed me again. And then I knew that no, this path which Baba has opened up is with his will. And I no more need to be afraid or worry about what I hear from the outside. I have to just be honest to what I'm doing and allow Baba to live through me. This was our first satsang in the house. Again, I got this dream one fine day that there is a diya and lots of fruits, and there are a lot of people in my house, and I need to bring people to my house to do a satsang every month. So in 2012, October 16th, the New Life Day, which I did not know, which Meher Aunty told me later on, was the first satsang that I did at home. And for till about 1.5 year to about 2013 or end or so, 2014, nobody besides 3 or 4 people would come. And I would still be undeterred, and we yet chatted, and I would read whatever book I would bring from Mehrabad. I would read it to my students or friends, whoever came at that time. And then from 2014, when Pramila ji, Murthy uncle and all started coming from the Baba Center, from that time we have been a house full with at sometimes 65 people in the house as well. So Baba's love has no ends. This was every satsang I would put in little gifts to give everybody who comes for the satsang. So there were these cards bought. This was little decoration. This was when my father was there, and it was Baba's birthday that we celebrated on the satsang day, prior or just after Baba's birthday finished, maybe. This was my birthday with the entire Bhauji family. And every May, my birthday would be celebrated with Baba Arti, Baba songs, and I would be with Bhauji for the whole day and then would leave by 4 o'clock or so back to Bombay. Bhauji's impression and connect on my life has been very, very strong and still is with Mehernath ji and Raj Kalchuri, continuing that with their love and support and helping me to grow more and more in Baba's love, to do things that pleases Baba. This is my dearest Cyrus and Soumya for their first book reading at our satsang in the house. This was a picture that my mother had for years, since the time that I was a child. I knew, okay, all these saints are there, the biggest one being Jesus, Buddha and Zarathustra right on top. It was years later, on one of my mom's death anniversary, when I got this thing about this whole Meher Roj calendar connect more so ever with mom, that I saw that the first picture of the word yogi, the up part, if you see, is Meher Baba. I never ever had known that or seen that closely. and saw that this is little fuzzy because I have zoomed out. That picture is very old. And this was another thing. I had gone to a goddess temple in Bangalore in my early years with Baba, and the same thing. So Baba, I have this whole heavenly integration in my house. I have a goddess Murti, I have Ganesha, I have Buddha. So I was, Baba, you are all like, I hope you are okay that I've come to this temple, and you've brought me here. So please tell me you are with me. So the people who were caretakers of the temple, the auntie was serving everybody prasadam, they call, which were small dosas. This in Bangalore. And on the last dosa that I was having, I just felt not to have it. And when I looked into this plate, this big Om just caught my eye in the dosa. And I left it for almost an hour before I consumed it, praying to Baba that thank you for telling me that you are with me. This was another hilarious thing. I had this little kitten. Today she is 9-year-old. And every night she used to jump on my bed, jump on the bookshelf on top of my head, and would put her head on God Speaks and sleep. I would keep shifting God Speaks to see if it is just like that, or she's literally going there. But invariably, whichever place I put God Speaks, Divine would go to that place, and in the morning I would see her head there. So then this was another funny picture. Baba's humor, he amazes me each and every day still. And his humor more so ever. So we were in the car going to Mehrabad with some first-timer friends of mine, and something was being discussed, but prominently this part that, it's okay if Baba has not shown you anything. His humor and, his ways of coming to you has no bounds. So just leave it. When he wants to show us something, it will be the most funny thing that will plonk in your lap. And just as we say this, and I said this to my friend, I look up from the in the car, and we have this tempo right at this oil tanker or whatever right in front of us, which says okay Meher in between. Now usually these trucks in Bombay in India have this thing horn okay written on it. I still don't know what is the meaning of horn okay, but the place where you see Meher written on this picture, the word horn is written with okay next to it. And this funny tanker with Meher written in between the okay made us go into a splits of laughter. All of us in the car started laughing, and it was truly hilarious. This was the first time when Havovi auntie, Hoshang uncle, Jimmy uncle and all had come, Cyrus Soumya had come home for the satsang. This is one of our satsangs. This was at Baba's memorial tower, which is built at Lower Mehrabad. This was like standing with God himself. Our dear Mernosh from the Bombay Center, who since years has been diligently doing this beautiful Baba plays on Baba's birthday, and on Diwali, the plays are repeated at MPR. So I had the pleasure of a photograph with God from the play. And this is my crazy Farzeen and Samir. This was a balloon that I found when I was buying decor for Baba for one of the birthdays. And it again put me into a hilarious, because I love that picture of Baba, which almost looks like a lion, with that mustache turned up that I visualize, with Baba on the, his settee, which is outside at the Samadhi. This was Baba's prasad after the birthday. We have these peacocks at the colony, and they eat all these breadcrumbs, and I have tons of photographs of them with one Baba image on one of the feathers also that I found once. But here he's eating Baba's prasad that I got from the Bombay Center. The next one was, I went to my old house once, and again something conversation, and I was cleaning. So every time that I go, I clean the cupboards, and I know what I'm putting back in, which is of use, and my old books, my report card of the school. So I've gathered and kept all of these things, that when I'm 80-year-old, I can reminisce and go through all of those lovely things. So out of that book, once fell out something, and I wondered what it was. So the left picture you see, the books were lying on the table, and this card was like half out like this. So first I took a picture before moving anything out of it, and then I took out the card. And this was a greeting card which I had never ever seen in my lifetime. It fell out of my Radiant Reader book of second standard, which I've put for some reason. I don't know why I had kept that, but it was kept inside the. This is my other books that were kept there, and it kind of almost peeped out of it. And then when I opened and removed it, this is what was inside. It was a greeting card by the Glow, wishing everyone a joyous Meher year. And this was exactly on 30th of December, before leaving for Mehrabad on 31st, that this card appeared. And again, when I saw it, it was August 6, 1959. So obviously Baba was in his body. Baba was living when this card was made. Now, the funny thing is, not only that I've not seen the card, but nobody in my family has been connected to Baba literally, or, known Baba or went to Baba as such. And then this card was spick and span, completely blank. If anybody had sent it to my aunt or mom or dad, they would have written Mr. Nadir Shah, Happy New Year, or something of that sort. So I wondered, and I still wonder, and I don't have any answer to that, as to how this card came into our house. But yes, it was. And I've treasured this. Soon I will hopefully laminate it maybe. But right now it is in an album that I had safely kept it. Is there some sound coming? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. This was the card. And for the new year, my cousin gives me this beautiful book. So it was one after the other that Baba was bombarding me to tell me he is in everyone and everything, and at every breath of life he is with us. This was a painting I did at Mehrabad on one of the New Year's 2015. From this picture, I love this picture a lot. And that mustache balloon reminded me of this picture. This was my first trip to Delhi Center. This was on my book launch. I had this big Baba picture at the bookstore where the launch was. And every single person that I can remember before the launch and after the launch was, the event was done, kept on asking me, why do you have Jesus Christ's picture on the on the bookshelf? And I would say, no, this is not Jesus Christ, this is Meher Baba. And that was Baba's way of at least telling 30 odd people at that event itself who he is. So Baba and his ways. This is my first book, which is his gift, because every word, everything that has been put into it is only and only Baba's love. This was the first happening rocking satsang at my house, where the other photograph, we were almost 35-40 people at that time. And this was the first time that I called our dear Tushar Bhai to perform at the satsang, and he got to know of Meher Baba. From bathroom singing to bedroom singing for Baba in the night to Samadhi singing in 2012 when the Bhauji asked me to sing. I got more courageous by the day. I still don't have a good voice, but I just sing for Baba. And I know he loves my voice, however it is. This was this little peacock. We call him Joey in the colony. I just named him. I'm sure everyone who comes, I call him Joey. But I saw when again I was chatting, and I was chatting with the peacock, but I kept on saying, Baba, I do these silly chats. I said, Baba, look here, Baba, look here, so that the peacock would turn and I would click a picture. And one of the pictures that I took, I don't know if you can see in the circle, I could see Baba's face in it. This was my Amar Tithi first performance with Simin there, who played the beautiful duff, which I love, and I played when I'm alone. I sang Baba Tero Naam. this was the same Amar Tithi that I sang, and I felt guided that I have to stay long and not go back. And I sent everybody back who we had come in cars, and I stayed back until Baba found me dear loving Gail to come back to Bombay with. So I have beautiful memories of that trip. Gail, I don't know whether you are there right now with us, but lots of Baba love your way. This book is another amazing story. So be Meherwan, if you read here on the left picture. Meherwan is, yes, Baba's name. This is the Irani restaurant where I'm born and brought up, the next building. And we have eaten out of B. Meherwan left, right, and center. I would play in this compound. And in 2013, no, not 2000, in 2000, in 2012 itself, I come across a book, an architectural book in my last job before Baba kicked me out of the film industry. A picture, which is this picture, left picture. And I say, what is my childhood picture doing in an architectural magazine? And then when I read the article says, rewind. And it's this girl, lady who you see is Sunni Taraporwala, who had become a Facebook friend because she's a filmmaker. And we have been Facebook friends since quite a few years, but not much in touch as such. The article was about her pictures, her candid shots from Mumbai, compiled in this big, huge, thick book called the Parsis, which has the stalwarts of Zoroastrian religion, from Ratan Tata's to JRD Tata's picture, like, olden pictures, to Baman Irani, to Cyrus Brocha, Shamak Dawar, and the best. And among that, on one of the pictures, page 96, if I'm not mistaken, on the left-hand side, if you see, we are holding this big, huge book. This picture of mine appears when I was 11-year-old. And she was just moving around the streets clicking pictures. And she said, when she told me the story, that she kids were playing, and she just said, can you smile for me? And the little heroine that I was, film buff right from childhood, I immediately stood with the pose for a picture. And there it was captured, and I was completely aghast to see it. Like, I would not imagine in what lifetimes I would do any good equivalent to being with those stalwarts in that book. And here I was with an etched memory of being next to the word and name Meherwan. For me, that was the turnaround. And yes, this picture went on. This is the book. This picture went on to go to Switzerland as one of the best pictures out of some 150 odd pictures that Sunni has taken, and went on to become the banner of the book for the curated festival, to various things. So Meherwan Irani made it all possible. This was dear Yasmin auntie. This week, I don't know when this was, this little squirrel on the wall as if praying. We usually do while we are standing in the queue, we are on the wall, praying to Baba. And this squirrel reminds me of that. Yasmin auntie and we all take, cars every Amar Tithi. She organizes beautifully with everyone going who cannot go for more days to go just for one day, 30th and 31st. And Yasmin auntie came to my satsang for the first time after years of her daughter and me being classmates from nursery till class 10. So that's how Baba brought us together after so many years. These are some of my paintings. This painting of Baba's finger on your lips was when I felt this urge to be silent every month on 10th. So that was the time when I did this painting, a little sketch, like smudge sketch. No, this is Yasmin Billimoria, who is there. Yasmin Haradwala is another one, loving Yasmin auntie in our group. Okay, so this was another thing. I don't know if you can see in this a similarity of Baba's face, but there's an entire video on my YouTube with this almost 20 minutes of talking to this moth, which had Baba's face in its wings. And it was there in the house and it just didn't want to leave. Then it was on my hand till that whole video was made, and it coincided with this picture which has history again, with Baba reconfirming my coming into the field of energy healing and so on. Once again, when doubts had risen and I was praying to Baba, this picture came all the way from Mount Shasta to me, the colored picture of Baba. And no, it is not a photograph or digitally created photograph. It is a life size, 6 feet almost painting done by an artist, and it is at the Meher Spiritual Center. Or I think, yeah, at the Myrtle Bits Center. I don't know where it is, but I think it is there. Or it was commissioned to him because there is a story in Love Street Lamppost about it. But anyways, so there was, it was a turbulent thing. There were some very impending questions, and I was praying to Baba that very moment, an hour before this moth came into life in our house. This was first in our kitchen when the moth opened the wings, and I just had this as if Baba's face is standing out at me. This was a gift from Murthy uncle. Baba signed God Speaks copy number 422. This is another time that Baba's face came up in a small chapati, which I was supposed to, I couldn't just eat. I'd finished the meal on my flight to Kuala Lumpur, and I had put this into the foil, and I kept getting it, open it, open it, open it. And before giving my tray to the air hostess, I took the foil away and gave the tray. And then I opened it, and this last piece of half-eaten roti, I could see Baba's face in it. I had kept that preserved for almost 3 years and it did not disintegrate. I still have it, but the features on it is much lost now. But this was the picture right on flight that I took. Okay, this was those times when the notice was not put not to feed squirrels. So please don't scold me. This was my first birthday over there at Samadhi, where I felt to give samosas and ice cream. So Dara, our loving Dara Irani, knows me as the samosa ice cream Roshani, because in the month of May, I distributed samosas and ice cream at Samadhi as prasad for my birthday. This was the series that we started with Cyrus, to love and live God in everyday life. And I kept on getting at that point in time that what is the use of reading Baba's words if I can't put even 1% of it into my daily life and living? So we made this series and extracts out of discourses and so on, where Cyrus and I would have discussion. We have 70 episodes of 2-part series. Please watch it on our YouTube. And I'm thankful to Cyrus for taking out time from his busy schedule to shoot this entirely. And again, my Whistling Woods team to sponsor and shoot this entire thing, edit it and telecast it for me at that point in time. We had a 3-camera setup with this glorious green screen shoot, and you would see life-size Baba pictures on the screen behind in the final episodes. This was my sweet student team who both Nidhi and Ong, who got to know of Baba by editing the film that we saw last week, Unique Silence of Avatar Meher Baba, and my dear Manini, who is an accomplished actress in television industry, film industry, who did the entire voiceover for the film. And this is my little sweet angel, Vinakshi Parak, who joins us for our Sunday meditation also, who is from a Baba family. Her aunts and all of that come from the lineage of Baba's family. But yet she went to Meherabad for the first time with me in 2013, almost 2013, 2014. This was another loving birthday where lovingly Mehernath ji and Rajji and Mrs. Bhaukar Churi
Rama.
gave Bhauji's night suit to me as my birthday gift. And I feel extremely blessed to have this with me. And someday when I have a home of my own and I can make a big showcase of Baba's things, I will, very happily display this. Till then, I have kept it in my prayer room, tucked in safe, to just remind me of the love and the learnings that Bhauji has left me with. So thank you, Raj and Mehrnath ji and Auntie for thinking me, responsible, for thinking me to be worthy of having this. Thank you so much. And yeah, this was again one of our satsangs. This was the first time when Mehrnath ji and Raj came for our satsang all the way from Mehrabad as speakers. And we used to have often speakers. Mane Kubale ji has come, Digambar ji has come, Ali Ramju has come, which is Ramju Abdullah's son. Then various other elder Baba lovers have graced and taken out time to come at our home and graced my little Baba home with their love and with all that they have shared about their life. This was a blessed visit to Digambarji's home in Pune once, and got to know so many things from him. And I thank him also as one of the silent inspirations to me in growing in Baba's love. Okay, this is all muddled up right now because I've not been able to put it all together. But this picture came to me again when I had this doubt of being in the energy healing space. And it was Dhuni time in that September Dhuni when that heart had come up. It was that same Dhuni when I came across Love Street lamppost. And dear Karen had opened up her heart to give me some books from the old, books that are donated to the MPC center. And I just pulled out 2-3 books out of that lot which was there. And one of the books had in black and white the, let me escape this. Sorry. Let me escape this to show the book itself.
Very amazing tales.
So now, so this book caught my fancy out of the 3 books, and I saw, oh my God, and I did not know where this picture had originated. A student of mine who went for a meditation tour to Mount Shasta had got this for me as to the 2 last copies that that little esoteric shop had over there. And this was the cover page of the Love Street Lamppost magazine. And inside that, I felt urged to read the story about the cover page. And then I read the story that Marius creates these images that become portals into other realms and invites the viewer to participate in a spiritual experience. Angels, saints, and masters seem to feel at home in his studio. Now, this, if you see in the entire article actually in the magazine, is such a small picture, literally such a small picture. And it went on drawing my attention to it till I clicked a picture of that to expand to what it is trying to tell me or show me. And then I see that what Marius is painting on this easel is a deck of the angel cards, which were the first angel cards that I ever picked up when my practice started. And this is the deck that he was painting. And when I went further on to read, it read that he is the one who has painted every single deck of angel cards that I have. And that was the time I had broken down at the Samadhi crying that, Baba, I'm telling you, because somebody had just mentioned something about healing. And I was extremely, again, caught up. I said, Baba, I'm keeping on telling you, if this is wrong, please stop it. I don't want to do this work. Get me back to my films, and I want to make films and take me back over there in that world. And that was the time that this book came up, and it just put a full stop forever in my life from that time to now, that no, now I will never sincerely allow any doubt to come and truly believe in every cell of me that it is Baba who is doing everything. And then the other thing that came up that I did not, then another photo that caught my eye, that Laurie was with Marius. So Laurie's connection from 2012 came alive to me of why I felt close to her. Just, it was an arbit connect. It may not mean anything, but for me, it was huge at that time, the way the entire dots, were being brought together. So I just thanked Baba for it all. I'll just play it from here only. Then I did a lot of Baba merchandise, and I made these Baba cups and Baba clocks to, sell it in our Baba community. And all the proceeds would go towards our Meher Roshani Foundation. And then from there, I would donate some to our Ahmednagar Trust and the Bombay Center. This was another time of turmoil when I was reading Conversations. This is one of my most favorite books, and I got a glimpse of Baba on this roll of tissue paper, and I immediately dropped the book and took a picture. Though I can see it, I know it is not very evident from this. Then my dad passed away, moved on, and against everybody's wishes to everything, what Baba has said that prayers are not required maximum beyond 10 days. I was in an upheaval. I come from a priestly family. There are obviously, religious based thinking in our family. And I put my foot down internally that Baba has said, so I'm not going to do prayers more than that. And I know my dad has gone to Baba and he's safe with Baba and he's going to be in Baba's love and care. So Baba, give me a sign that I'm doing right. Dad, you give me a sign that it is okay that these prayers are not required by you. And after Dad's first 4 days prayers, when we stepped out of the fire temple, where my dad's prayers were going on, the 4-day prayers that happened, I had gone to that fire temple not less than 30-40 times before, say, hypothetically, in all my years. Mehrabad is a building bang opposite. Again, I use this word bang opposite because it really bangs me. That I have born and brought up, I don't see it. I come to this fire temple every time, but I don't know this building called Mehrabad, which is opposite. And that is the day I see this building where I've been asking Baba to tell me that my dad is with him and it is okay not to do those prayers. That very day, just after we sat in the auto rickshaw, torrential rains took place. Suddenly, this was May, unexpected rains happened. And as I was getting out of my building, there was this big plonked rose lying in the mud. And it was as if somebody has just put it in there. And I picked up the rose and I kind of just wiped it with my hands. Then I washed it in my house and I put it at Baba's frame. After about 10 days or so, I kept the picture in a tissue, flower in the tissue paper and kept it in Lord Meher. This was exactly on the month of my father passing away that I was reading Lord Meher in the night that time, every day 1 page or 2 pages. And while opening up, it opened up to the page where I had inserted this. And with the tissue paper, I could feel and see Baba's face on it that reminded me of this image of Baba. Because in all these 10 years, I have seen Baba in my dream only once. And this is what I had seen, that I am at the feet when Baba dropped his body and I'm inside the Samadhi. And this picture, I don't know if anybody can make out, but it is the eyes as if it is wrapped around and with Baba's eyes closed. And there are several such like this style and many others that have come. This was another painting that I did in 2014. This is my most favorite picture of Baba. That's it. This was when Manik Ubaleji had come. These are my loving parents. I owe it to them for bringing me into this life and for Baba to bringing me to his feet in this birth. This was the first Amar Tithi with my life's gift that Baba has given, Johan. And I thank Baba for him and for each and every one that he has brought, even if it was for 1 day. And today, actually, on this day when it's the 10th anniversary, there's another God-sent, Baba-sent person who left for Baba just 4 days back, and I got to know today. He was an auto rickshaw driver called Yadavji, who I met when I was going for physiotherapy for my back. And after that, he used to be on call, and I would call him when I had to go somewhere, when I had lots of chores to do. He would be there around for me. I had a Baba sticker on his auto rickshaw, and he would say, and he had taken on to Baba like nobody's business. And all my auto trips with him would be Baba Satsang, because we would talk about Baba. I would sing Baba songs in the auto rickshaw, or I would play from the YouTube. And he would so many times tell me that a lot of, Ari, I met this other lady, came and sat in my auto rickshaw asking me about the sticker, and she says she knows Meher Baba. So he got a lot of people, he says, as passengers who knew Baba, and that made him feel very good. And he used to say that, Madam ji, with you, I want to go to Mehrabad. And I would say, yes, Yadav ji, मैं आपको लेके जाऊंगी. And every time that, Yadav ji, आना है क्या? हाँ हाँ अभी चल, we will go. And it didn't happen. In this whole COVID time, I met him in January before going for my volunteership for Amar Tithi, and that was the last that I saw him. And then he came back from his village, and on 3rd of December, I went out after all these 9 months for the first time, stepping out of my house to somebody's house, which was a Baba Satsang at Geetaji's house, because she wanted to do it before she moves to London. And he dropped me to her house and brought me back home. And that was the day of Baba Satsang when my aunt left for Baba. But nonetheless, 4 days back, I went on trying to call him, and he didn't pick up my phone. He didn't call back the whole day. It would never be that Yadavji would not call me back. And in the night while I was praying, I had this very eerie feeling that something has happened to him. Or is he with Baba now? What has happened? And I was saying, what am I thinking? Why should Yadavji go to Baba just, all of a sudden? And I just rubbished my thought. 15th I tried, he didn't pick up. All these days I kept on trying, but I had this dirty feeling which I didn't want to confirm somewhere deep down. And then today I messaged his brother, who called me back from the village, and said 14th December, the day when I frantically went on calling him, was the day he went to Baba. And though people would say he's an auto rickshaw driver, why should you? But today I cried a lot somehow, because Baba has come in these denominational forms in my life where there is no blood relation, there is no thickness, there is no partying, there is no nothing. But they have been so close, that I just left that, I couldn't even talk to Yadavji last before he went. I couldn't take him to Mehrabad. And then I say, forget Mehrabad. Now he is with Meher completely and for his life. So I pray for his soul, and I would request everybody of you, please pray for his soul. He has left an entire family. He was the only bread earner. And I pray for his family to have that strength of his precious loss. We have maybe matured of knowing what Baba. So I'm not crying because he's dead. I'm not crying. I know he's with Baba. I'm full of gratitude for the service that he has tirelessly given in these 8 years of being with me, and how Baba made him to come in my life and be there at crucial points, even when my father passed away, for taking up and down to the hospital, to everything. So I give gratitude to his soul for all the service, and I thank Baba for bringing these gems into my life. And I think I will end it with that. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you, everyone.
So wow, darling. So wow. So beautiful and moving. And I'm crying with you too. Such a beautiful share. Such a beautiful connection with Baba. Such beautiful signs that he gives you. And your inner talk with him. And your bravery. And your large heart. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing very dear, very special moments of your time with him. Thank you, dear. Big hug Love you. Yeah.
Is there anything that anybody would like to share or ask?
It is hard to follow that, Roshani. Too beautiful. Love you.
Love you all. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Baba, for bringing this worldwide family into my life. Thank you so much. So we will move ahead with the Meher Dhun and the Australian Arti, which is my favorite Arti. And I every day sing it for Baba with a lot of mime and actions. So today I will do just that while the Arti is going on as well. So please excuse my childlike love to mime for Baba. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय.
Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
O glorious, eternal, ancient one, your face is a bright, transcendental sun. Lighten this dark world and the tears I weep. My heart, Meher, I give to you to speak. Creator, yet creationless you are. Truth and truth's body, divine avatar. Through compassion, the three worlds maintain. Destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These five lights are the whirling strokes of breath of the world's wheel that bears me on to death. Unless you are infinitely kind, break the wheel of which is conditioned mind. This incense is my love, these fruits my heart, which to please you I have shaped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining hour. You are myself, I sing to you in praise, and beg your love to bear me through the day. Till you, the ever-living perfect one, illume my darkness with your shining sun.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. We'll have 1 minute of silence. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय.
Wow.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय.
जय
अवतार मेहर
में
बाबा
बाबा की जय.
जय. अवतार मेहर
बाबा की जय.
One last important thing. I don't know whether it can be seen from this far, but this behind me, I thank Baba for making me worthy enough to have these. So on this left, on this part, is the piece of the first marble. One second, I'll just mute. Okay, so this piece is a marble piece of the first marble that was put on Mehra's tomb, and a piece of that is there. This on 26th May 2017, I was inside the Samadhi and on my birthday, and I was just praying, and Ted was doing some little renovating something, some work inside. And I just in my mind, gave this thanks, that thank you to all of these people, Baba, who you are as, who are doing such tireless work to bring us closer to you, preserving everything over here. And a little just gratitude came out. I'd never met Ted or ever interacted with him. And then he finished work and had gone. I was almost there for 45 minutes inside. After I finished and came out, and I was taking the rounds outside the Samadhi, going on each of the windows, I get a tap on my back, and it's Ted. And he says, take this, Baba has given this for you. And there are remains of Baba's Samadhi he has in his hands, and he gives that to me as Baba's birthday gift. So this little stainless steel box inside has Baba's remains of the Samadhi work that he was doing. And on this side, this big rock-like thing, I'll try to take this big rock-like thing on the other side, is the piece of flooring of Baba's room in Mehrazad right below his bed. And that was gifted in 2018, and I put this in a little safe box with written there of the gifts from Baba. And someday I hope I can have a Baba center and have all the things that can make generations and generations of newcomers know Baba. And I leave this world with this wish and love.
Wow. But you have a center. Wow.
Beautiful, Roshani.
Yes.
Beautiful story.
Thank you.
We all
This is
thank you so much.
This is a little petal, which was the first petal that stuck to my forehead on my birthday at Baba Sa. So while bending down, and after that, almost 9 times, I have all the 9 petals. And this was the first one. So I had put it with that greeting card of Baba, because it was that same time, the year. So I just, it is very, very fragile. So that is the little petal. And the other petals are all in Lord Meher.
Where they should be.
Thank you for sharing your precious treasures and stories.
So wonderful.
It's
Thank
just
you
so
much.
beautiful, and you're so blessed. And it's so beautiful and so
Thank
shining.
you.
You are Roshni indeed. But what does Shenazz mean that Babaji was so impressed with?
Shenazz in Persian means pride of the ruler,
Okay.
pride of parents, pride of God. That's what it means.
Uh-huh. No wonder he was. He said it was nice.
Yeah.
Wow, Roshni, that's beautiful, 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 and precious. And you're a dancer.
I used to dance when I was in school, and then in college. I was a part of Shamak Davar, who was one of the ace choreographers in the country. I was a
Yeah.
part of his troupe for 2 years. I danced we did shows and things. And then I wanted to get into films. So, and obviously dance was not a profession. I would get whacked out of my house if I would say I want to professionally dance at that time in the 90s. Though I did get whacked for getting into the film industry also, but that was still better than being a dancer.
Because your dance gestures were actually very professional.
Yeah, but I've never learned dancing, so I I used to dance with a drop of a hat since I was 3-year-old.
And what were you doing in films, Roshni? What were you doing in films? Production, directing?
I was directing. I was directing and producing, and then distribution,
and
marketing.
Oh my, that.
What
So for
kind of
23 years I was in the film industry. So
What
all
kind-
my questions of doubts.
Indian film industry, Bollywood?
Yeah, in Bollywood. Yes. And I used to question Baba that if you had to bring this part of my life, or this was my work, you could have done it a little before. Why make me put 23 years of my life into another industry? And I used to laugh it out. And and yes, those doubts for the first few years were there till 2013. And then it completely, Baba took them away. And now whatever that anybody can say, not even an ounce of doubt ever crosses my mind why Baba has put me in doing what I'm doing.
Roshni, that pillow, was that a pillow that Balji had? I missed that part because somebody came to
No, this is Bauji's clothes, Bauji's night suit, which he wore as night watchman with Baba.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
It's his pajama and his jacket, which Bauji wore most of the times.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry I missed that.
Yes, and I thank Sheila ji, Raj ji, and Mehnat ji for making me worthy of having this in my life.
And your birthday is May 26th, is that right?
Yes, yes. So it seemed to me like school time, because in school, usually on birthdays, children are allowed to wear a dress, not the uniform, and distribute sweets. But because my birthday was in May vacation, I could never celebrate it with a dress. So after a lot of coaxing, my aunt got my principal to agree that I could wear a dress on the first day of school in June and distribute sweets. So when in Mehrabad, I felt the same thing, that it is May vacation and MPR is shut and nobody is there. So when I used to go, then that's when I got samosas and ice cream, and it made me feel like school time again to distribute that at the samadhi for the evening. And I would think that nobody is there, so I would order little less, but trust me, from that first day when we had to call more, we have had 150 to 200 samosa pieces and ice creams. And
Wow.
that many people are there even in May for the evening artis. Not for my birthday and samosa, but for the arti.
So, Roshni, I want to tell you something. There was a photograph you had, and it looked almost like a rainbow. It was blue, then yellow, then red of the sky. Remember that in your pictures that you showed us?
Yes, that with that angel kind of figure, or no, the last one.
No, I think the last one. So I just want to
The
tell
last.
you,
Yeah.
this is really interesting. Westminster Choir, 2020 video performance. Their last image has that almost that exact same rainbow type. It's of the galaxies and the stars, and at the very end, they have something exactly like that, which I saw Thursday night and thought that was so unique. And it's almost like the same thing that you have in your picture.
Wow. And this picture is by Paul Lib. It is one of my favorite pictures of the samadhi.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And yes, there are just so many. When I was trying to put in the pictures, I couldn't, because I had, like in that slideshow, I just put in some 380 pictures, and I said, what is this? And I had to at the last minute shuffle all the slides off. Okay, what are the important things that I could say? But Baba has filled.
When you showed the picture of the heart with the scallops, I didn't see the scallops, but what I did see was an angel. It looked like an image of an angel lying down, looking down towards the earth, and the heart would have been on her back. I don't know if you saw it. The head is toward the left.
Oh, okay. Now, if we go closer, you can see those two scallops next to the heart in the sky.
What is a scallop? What is a scallop?
So I have drawn, there is a keyboard, on the keyboard, laptop keyboard, on the top left, extreme left, there is a hyphen, that curved hyphen, horizontal S kind of a hyphen. So in my messages on Facebook, I used to keep that hyphen on the either sides of the heart. And that is exactly how it appeared in the clouds on that day, which was about 2 months after I had started these messages on Facebook.
Amazing tale.
Jai
Amazing
Meher
life.
Baba Roshni.
Jai Meher Baba Meher Chand ji. Jai
Thanks
Baba.
for throwing Meher Roshni in our hearts. And one thing I want to tell you, Baba, is to on 20th May, we usually for Meramais, this thing, we take ice creams. Jal uncle is to prepare ice cream, mango ice cream. Baba is to give mango ice cream, and Baba is to give rava. Rava, that is
Yes,
called
Rava.
sira.
The
Sira.
Parsi Rava. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Parsi rava, sira. And chai. Jai Baba, chai Baba. Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Meher Baba. Thank you for sharing. I didn't know that. Thank you so much.
Baba used to
Wow.
once, there was an
Now,
even, Baba used to give ice creams. So Yeah, this man is very much, our his name Nilkant
Lovely.
God says to like Basundi, and some of other
Huh.
mandali is to like ice creams a lot. So Baba
Oh,
is to say that,
lovely.
what is the remedy for that? Then he said garlic chutney.
Lovely. Great. Thank you so much. Now I got to connect with that ice cream samosa also now.
But mango ice cream Baba used to give. Mango flavor. Merama used to like, Mani auntie used to like, and
And I also.
mango, juicy mango fruit is
Oh
Meher
my
used to like
God.
a lot. I used to
Oh,
carry 100 from Hyderabad to this thing to distribute mangoes from this
how
thing.
lovely. How lovely. Jai Meher Baba. I love mangoes too. Jai Baba. So beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you
And
so much.
Hidar likes a lot mango now.
Ah, okay. Now, some next time you can send me also.
Definitely.
Yeah, send
My
me.
sister,
I
my
love
sister
mangoes too.
stays.
Thank you, Meher
My
Chan.
sister, my sister stays in Mumbai. You know her. My sister.
Who?
My sister Lakshmi
Oh,
Kota.
yes.
She likes
Oh,
mango. She is so fond of mangoes.
oh. So you
She
are Ram's
carries,
brother as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ram's
Oh,
brother,
okay.
Sunny's brother. We are
Ah,
Nori.
okay.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
Nori.
Lovely.
Jai Meher Baba.
Lovely. Jai Meher Baba.
Jai
I think
Baba.
you're still a dancer.
Sorry?
I think you're still a dancer at heart.
Oh, yes, I am. I dance for Baba a lot of times in the night, rather more early mornings. First.
Wonderful.
That's great. That's great.
And
Well,
hoping to see you all tomorrow for the 7 realities breathing meditation and Baba chanting as well. That again was a beautiful Baba's gift in 2013, and I shared it in 2017 when I felt so that it was the right time to give it out. So I'm thanking the entire platform that Baba has created. Thank you, Angela, that we could begin the meditation Sundays along with, and there are a lot of people asking me to do for one more day because many cannot come on that Sunday because of the Bombay Center program and are asking me to do it. I said, I will have to ask the in charge, Angela, when is the other slot of a weekday, hopefully Monday or so available, they are saying, because lesser other Baba events are there and they want to come for the meditation. So yes, 7:30 a.m. EST, 6 p.m. Indian time. Please be there with us for Baba chanting and the meditation tomorrow and every Sunday.
You get rave reviews.
We're going to switch
Yeah,
gears now.
I was just thinking about it like 30 seconds before you started talking about it. And I really miss it. I miss it if I'm not there. You know, the meditation is absolutely gorgeous.
Jai
Thank you
Baba.
to Baba.
Inside and
Jai
out.
Baba.
Yeah, we have 3 minutes for the next program, so time to switch gears.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Ki jai.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much,
Jai
everyone.
Baba.
Thank you so much. Lots of Baba love to everyone.
Much rest tonight.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Jai Baba, thank you so much.
Jai Baba.
Hey,
Thank you.
Baba Roshani.
To all.
I see Judy
Jai
and
Baba.
Jeff here. Good morning. Jai Baba.
Hey, Baba.
Jai Baba. And I see
Jai
Peter.
Baba.
Thanks
Jai Baba. Sweet, sweet soul, Roshani.
for-
I'm in tears crying for you. Oh, God. Thank you.
All right. We